Ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to air pollution, Delhi has so far been the infamous winner. But guess who's entered the fray now? Take a look at these visuals. Haze, smog, and unbreathable air have engulfed this city. Ladies and gentlemen, Mumbai is now staring at a severe air pollution crisis. The air quality index in Andheri, which is one of the busiest areas of Mumbai, is 552. And 552, by the way, means Mumbai is just a step away from a public health emergency. 2 days back, on Wednesday, the PM10 level in Mumbai was 143 as against 122 in Delhi. On Thursday, PM 2.5 level in Mumbai's air was at 166 as compared to Delhi's 117. Remember, PM 2.5 is fine particulate matter that can clog lungs and cause a host of diseases. Now today, the pollution levels of Mumbai surpassed that of Delhi in the morning. In Mumbai, the AQI level stood at 118 versus 109 in Delhi. We spoke with a few Mumbaikars on the rising air pollution in their city. Listen in to what they had to say.
Yeah, we have also been observing this year for the last almost about 4 to 5 days. In the morning when we just open up our windows, we find only smog.
Every year we face the same issues, and when in media or whatever where we inflate this, that the Delhi at there, this is now Mumbai is much more dangerous than compared to Delhi. But what about the solution? We are not providing any solution. We are doing debating and all those things, but what are the measures we should take?
I agree to you, this is harmful to health, but I believe this is an impact, because of the globalization, global, what you can say, warming and all this. So impact is everywhere across the world. And basically what I am seeing, the haze you are seeing currently right now, lot of development activities are happening in Mumbai also. So probably this is there also, and as I already said to you, this is the impact of global warming and all those. And to improve this, citizens have to take a call, because wherever we see, a lot of dirt is there, a lot of things are there, lot of development, garbage is there, development activities happening across the Mumbai. You're seeing cluster development. So I believe this dust is affecting the environment. Yeah, construction.
हर साल का यही कंडीशन है मुंबई का. बीएमसी हर बार को बोलती है, अपने वादे देती है कि ये होता है, बट ये दिख रहा नहीं है. पोल्यूशन हर बारी का यही सिचुएशन है. विंटर अभी सीजन चालू भी नहीं है, उसके पहले ये देखो कितना पोल्यूशन कितना हो गया है, बढ़ गया है मुंबई में. और कंस्ट्रक्शन वगैरह का भी काम चल रहा है बहुत सारा. तो इस पे कोई एक गवर्नमेंट का एक प्रॉपर कोई स्टैंड.
So those were the voices of Mumbaikars. This, by the way, isn't new to the city. Last winter as well, Mumbai came very close to beating Delhi in pollution levels. An Indian Express report today says in the 92-day winter period between November 2022 and January this year in 2023, 66 days saw AQI in poor or very poor category in Mumbai, as opposed to Delhi, which stood at 79 days. Now remember, about 6,000 locations in Mumbai are currently, going through construction. They have construction going on there. The BMC today held a meeting on the situation and suggested a cover of 35 feet high sheets for the construction buildings. So what is causing this pollution in Mumbai, despite the fact that it is close to the sea and isn't landlocked like Delhi? I ask my guests tonight. Let me first introduce my guests to you. I'm joined by Mr. Dilip Cherian, actor. We've of course seen him in several movies. He will be joining us shortly. Dr. Milind Kulkarni, author, Personal Exposure to Air Pollution. This is a book that he's written. He's also the president of Prakruti Education and Research Foundation. Vimlendu Jha, environmentalist, also joins us. Let me first come to you, Dr. Milind. You're somebody who also hails from Mumbai. Can I first start by asking you, have you seen such days earlier as well? Is it new for Mumbaikars to go through this kind of an experience? Because here in Delhi, Unfortunately, we've gotten used to the smog and the haze and the choking every winter.
Yes, now this is the new scenario in Mumbai from last 2 years. Before that, we always know that Delhi is the worst city as far as air pollution, air quality is concerned. So this new scenario has developed because of various reasons. But unfortunately, we talk about this scenario only when at the start of the winter or in the middle of the winter, when air quality is worse. But what is needed is a long-term scientific study, to quantify what are the different sources. In scientific language, we call it inventorization. And then we should have a long-term plan of say 5 years, 6 years, and what are the targets. After 1 year, what should be the air quality of Mumbai? After 2 years, what is the air quality of Mumbai? What are the sources? We just say construction, but there are various sources. If there is a point source, industrial sources, it is relatively easy to control the air pollution. But in city like Mumbai, it is like area source. There are a number of small point sources. And this needs a concerted efforts from various agencies like Maharashtra Pollution Control Board, Brihan Mumbai Municipal Corporation, various citizen bodies, police, and then air quality should be the focus and important point in all major policy decisions. For example, you have constructed a BMC connector which connects to the flyover. But what is the impact on air quality? Now if you go to BKC area from 5 to 9, it is like traffic jam and it affects the air quality. Construction dumping is going on, that affects the air quality. So we have to do a lot of data. We need to have lot of data with us, scientific analysis, modeling, and then long-term targets, and all that will result into the improvement of air quality.
Okay, Vimlendu Jha, coming to you, talking about something that has been done by the authorities, the BMC came up with the Mumbai Climate Action Plan. Last year, it has a lot of priority actions. It's reducing congestion, it is switching to EV vehicles, etc., etc. But how much of that has been implemented in Mumbai? Clearly not much, because of the kind of situation that we are seeing right now. Let's delve into the reasons for this, Vimlendu. As an environmentalist, you would help us understand better as to what are really the reasons that can be attributed to the rising air pollution that Mumbaikars are facing right now.
See, very clearly last couple of years, we've seen that Mumbai, which otherwise historically, because of its geographical location, was not supposed to be as polluted because, it's close to the sea and still is almost competing with one of the most polluted cities of the world called New Delhi. So therefore, there is something which is more alarming than New Delhi that's actually happening in Mumbai. And some of the causes, one main thing is the kind of real estate development that's actually happening in Mumbai. Every time we think of RA forest or coastal road project or the mangroves that's been destructed, we think of these as one-off events. All of this together, alongside the construction that is actually happening in Mumbai, alongside the kind of development and redevelopment that's actually happening in Mumbai, all of that together is causing the kind of crisis that Mumbai is seeing. And imagine, I'm telling you again, that Mumbai, despite having that buffer zone of a natural geographical advantage, still is as polluted, or in fact some nights more polluted than Delhi, is a situation of concern. And therefore, for our governments, for everyone, it's a very, very important situation to analyze that, traffic is less than Delhi and still. So when we talk about Delhi, almost imagine 30 to 40% of Delhi's air pollution can be attributed to traffic or the transport and the lack of public transport. That way, Mumbai has better public transport. Despite having better public transport, despite having the geographical advantage, and still if Mumbai is having the disadvantage of the air quality index that we see, some days worse than Delhi, that means that there's something gone wrong in air quality governance, the kind of construction and destruction, both construction and destruction, and the kind of development project that's happening. We will have to look at the number of forests that's been cut down, the number of infrastructure projects that's been taken on board, be it the coastal road project or the airport project or many other things that we've done. So we will have to associate, connect the dots and look at how come Mumbai has actually come to the top of the chart suddenly in last 4-5 years when it comes to air quality monitoring and air quality index.
Okay. We're also joined by Mr. Dilip Cherian on the broadcast. I believe he's just landed in Mumbai. Mr. Cherian, welcome to Mirror Now. You have just landed in Mumbai, and I'm told that you have been, considerably impacted by the air pollution of Mumbai.
Just shocked by the numbers, Shreya. The fact is that it is unexpected because, one, it's a bit early in the season. Imagine the damage that's going to happen once we have all the additional pollution that will sweep in on account of various celebrations which will happen starting this week. So that's one. The second is, as Vimlendu said, each time one drives into Mumbai, the entire skyline of the city seems to be shifting. And, it's clear that massive construction is going on all over the city. It's not confined to one area. It's, I think, in multiple areas. Number three, I think the kind of infrastructure expansion, whether it's the metro that's being constructed or the coastal road, all these are visible signs of mega construction. Can a city stop doing that? These are questions that citizens have to ask because there is a cost associated with it. And as is obvious, some things are being jeopardized forever. Meaning, if you destroy the mangroves, if you destroy forest cover, if you don't actually have a massive reforestation process going on, that will be Mumbai's problem. Because you cannot have these excessive, high rises and not recognize that they are going to just cement up the entire city. And it's a disaster waiting to happen.
Yeah. Can I also bring in the fact that it's not just construction, but vehicular emission and garbage burning are also the two reasons that have been attributed to the kind of situation that Mumbai is going through. Vimlendu, vehicular emission is something that is a huge cause of concern in Delhi as well, in the national capital. And it's unfair to tell people to stop using their vehicles when your public transport system is not able to take the load. It's not as strong as you would think or as you would like it to be to take the kind of load of people that travel every day to and fro from work. Clearly, that is something also we have to look at.
Shreya, no doubt. Shreya, the thing is that Mumbai, by far, when you look at density and population density and so on and so forth, Mumbai actually has better public transport than Delhi. I would not therefore blame so much. Of course, there's scope for improvement. Of course, Mumbai needs to really be better than what it actually is in terms of public transport, and vehicular pollution is one of the main contributors. But, the thing is that when we're talking about such a grave situation called air quality crisis or a public health emergency, then we will have to look at the main causes. I don't think, personally, looking at the data, analyzing data of several cities across the world, and in particular the Indian cities that are going through, the air quality or the city health crisis in that sense, Mumbai is suffering so much because of the transport issue. Of course, 10%, yes, which is a big number, but a lot of that is the model of development. What Mr. Cherian was talking about, what we all have been talking about, that look at the number of trees that's been cut, the way we are actually looking at development. Mumbai is dug up throughout the year for decades together. There's every time, everywhere that you see, there's a new building coming. So construction, demolition dust is, by the way, almost 40 to 50% of the main contributor to Mumbai's air pollution. And therefore, we need to really look at that. Indeed, power plants that are there around Mumbai, that's also a major contributor in many, many ways. And indeed, the Devnar depot and the other waste burning sites, as they're not waste dumping sites, they're basically waste burning sites that are constantly on fire. It comes in news when it actually, you have to bring in a fire brigade. Otherwise, these burning sites or these dumping sites are always on fire in that sense. So there is a problem of governance. There's a problem of anticipation of an emergency, and that's where we have arrived at this situation where Mumbai, which otherwise, imagine, Mumbai should ideally be cleaner than many other cities. Therefore, that's what I said, that Mumbai perhaps is more polluted than Delhi in many ways, despite the geographical advantage that it has, and still is in an air pollution crisis in that sense. And therefore, we will have to relook at all the development projects that I mentioned, and Mr. Cherian also mentioned, in terms of coastal road projects, or the RA forest, or the metro shed, or every sort of construction that we take in. But a lot of times when we talk about this, it comes across as if we are anti-development. No, we are trying to be pro-people. Pro-right to breathe or pro-right to breathe clean air should be more important than pro-right to fly on a flyover or a fancy metro that I should be ride on. My right for a good lung should be more important than my right to a fancy
fancy metro is also needed. Fancy metro, Vimlendu, is also needed with the kind of population that we see in our states, in our cities.
Shreya,
Public transport. No, it's not. It's clearly not. And that's why you and I are sitting here and talking about and discussing the way through it, how to sustain, balance, have that development and have our clean air to breathe. But let me go quickly across to Dr. Milind. Dr. Milind, there has been a Mumbai Climate Action Plan, and you're somebody who is, living there. You have dwelled in the, solutions of this kind of a situation that Mumbai is facing. And a lot of priority actions have been given by the BMC today as well. They held meetings in that plan. They've talked about transition to 30 to 40% vehicles to cleaner fuels, ensure 40% transition in the short term to LPG, in situ management of waste. All of these have been listed out. But in terms of implementation, how much of that has been really done in the city?
Yeah, you have raised a very important topic. See, the important point, the main thing is implementation. As I always tell, we have some of the best rules, all over the world, but the problem is implementation. So you have to, as I told earlier, quantify what are the different sources, what is the quantity of each source. Let us say construction, garbage dumping. One of the major sources for Mumbai is the resuspension of dust from the roads. So our all action plan should depend on, a lot of data about this inventorization. So what we do is we take some knee-jerk reaction whenever winter comes, and then we forget till the next winter comes. So implementation, yes, it is one of the most important thing. So now, as far as the industry is concerned, the authority is Maharashtra Pollution Control Board. As far as the transportation vehicles is concerned, there is transportation department. There are Bharat 6 standards are also there. So we have to check how many vehicles are adopting to these particular standards. Already we are moving away from diesel to petrol and CNG. And then BMC will look after the construction activities, resuspension of dust, garbage dumping, then, a lot of construction and demolition waste is dumped in an unauthorized manner all over Mumbai. So Mumbai's major problem is we have got number of sources, and then the controlling authority, the personnel to control is very limited. So therefore, there is no alternative but to join hands with the citizens. Fortunately, in BMC, we have citizen bodies like ALMs, which are spread all across the wards. But unfortunately, their support is not taken. So unless this problem is tackled jointly with citizens, jointly with research institutions, jointly with policymakers, and if you work in silos, nothing is going to happen. And on war footing, we should address air quality. Air quality should be tackled by political will.
Yeah, so the BMC has a lot of work to do, of course. On Monday next week is when they have said, yes, Dilip Cherian, quickly, please make your point and I'll have to wrap this discussion up then. 30 seconds, please.
I think what Dr. Kulkarni said and what Vimlendu said is right. This needs action right through the year. The problem is we only react knee-jerk, like when we have the problem on our heads. It needs to be part of the monthly action plan of a city management.
Okay, so we'll have to see, of course, on Monday when the BMC does come up with a detailed plan to fight this situation, what they come up with. And of course, we'll have to see how this really pans out for Mumbai. Of course, as Delhiites, we know we've suffered a lot and we suffer every year, not just in the festive season, but throughout the year, we are breathing bad air. And Vimlendu, just to wrap this up, your Twitter has a picture with a hazy India gate that says, Delhi, I can't see you. I think now you'll have to change it to Mumbai, I can't see you, unfortunately. But with that, I'm going to wrap this discussion up, hoping that authorities across states and cities of this country take note of the situation and do something about it before it's too late. To all my panelists tonight, Dilip Cherian, Vimlendu Jha and Dr. Milind, thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining me tonight and sharing your perspective on Mumbai's rising air pollution. With that, we're slipping into a short break. News and updates will continue on the other side. Stay tuned to Mirror Now.